Honestly, I'm asking you, what's your take on us adapting EVs within a span of, I don't know, 3-4 years?
अब सपना छैन टाढा नजिक आउँदैछ भविष्य खोज्ने मनले क्रेटा इभी पाउँदैछ साथ विश्वासिलो यात्रा आरामदायक यही हो हाम्रो रोजाइ यही छ साह्रै लायक क्रेटा इभी
Hyundai Creta Electric, undisputed, ultimate, now electric.
Honestly, I'm asking you, what's your take on us adapting EVs within a span of, I don't know, 3-4 years?
So let me ask you, why would people what has been the push according to you?
So I've been driving ICE cars for the longest time. We talked about that. I showed you a picture of our family driving a ICE car. There was nothing called EVs back in the day. I shifted to EV recently. Hyundai came up with, so in 2015, I hosted the launch of Hyundai Creta. In 2015, right? I hosted the launch of Hyundai Creta. I loved the car. Some of my friends bought it right that day. Same day, some of my friends came over for the launch, bought the car. And I was like, all right, casually, I was talking to the team last year. And I was like, you bring in an EV and I'll buy it. They really bought in an EV. And I was lucky enough to be the first customer to have the Creta EV. I'll be very honest with you. I was hesitant. I was slightly hesitant. Will I be able to completely adapt to EV? I'm going to let go of all the ICE vehicles and I'm completely going to adapt to EV. I am so thankful that I went ahead and bought Hyundai Creta because I'm more than happy to have it without any second thoughts now. That's me looking very happy on the EV. I adapted it and I love the vehicle. It has two things that I love it. It has got the ground clearance that I really want of 200 mm. And it has the capacity to go anywhere in the country. Now, I'm not saying that everybody needs to go ahead and adapt to it right away, but at least go ahead and test drive an EV. Test drive the Creta, I'll be more than happy. So myself, I am a big advocate of EVs now. Not saying that I don't love a nice Hilux. All right, I still love, not saying because you are here, but I still love driving around in a Hilux because I come from that era where that raw power is still something that, I still miss, the diesel and the petrol power as well. So I come from two generations, right? Somebody who's growing up now, let's say 25, 27, who has a little bit of money saved, and they want to jump in and buy a new vehicle, I recommend them to try a EV as well, right? That's my take. Try new innovative stuff as well. Like it's innovation. It's happening all around the world. And thanks to Tesla, thanks to BYD now, that we can try new things. And it's innovation. So I'm a big believer in adapting innovation. So I'm game for it, at least to try it out. You might buy it, you might not buy it, I don't know. So again, like I said, we've adapted it in 4 years. How did this happen?
So see, this, all the technologies which are being developed are all worldwide technologies, right? Yeah. So EV is not only for Nepal. It is there everywhere in the world. Some countries like, let's say, China or in India gave a subsidy for the production because let's say if I have to explain you the logic behind why China went completely into EV and not ICE at all is because they knew with the Japanese cars, how do they take on the world or American cars or anywhere in the world. This was something which they knew they could overtake completely. They've subsidized 100% and all of, not 100%, but 50% I think is the subsidy within China. And so what has happened is this, of course, it's a very, very new, innovative technology that's come along and has been widely adopted. But not saying that, now there are certain companies who are going into EV slower because they feel they'll have other technologies coming up, or they will be doing things which are, let's say, a hybrid and a hybrid version of an ICE, where you wouldn't need external infrastructure. So all of them, nothing is wrong. Each of them has its strength.
Yeah.
ICE has its strength. Hybrid has its strength. EVs have their strength, right? So nothing is wrong. Everything is right. Why in Nepal we were able to do this adoption is that we've been able to give EVs a very, very solid platform for entry in terms of financing.
Yeah.
Where the other cars are 50% financing. This is 80-20, and then we have the duty benefits in uncomparable. So what has happened is amazing. That if you have to compare with, let's say, a Norway or a Sweden or XYZ, where mostly the EVs are, the buses and everything is all subsidized by the government.
Yeah.
Here, the private sector lapped it up because of the duty structure, right? So all is very well. My request is that, the government should not make these jerky moves, right? There was a time when ICE, the duty was 100% increased in 83% or something increased next morning. So what happens is you are catching your own people who are running a business absolutely off guard, and that whole business sense goes for a 6. I have a lot of friends who are doing EV now.
Yeah, same.
They are facing the same thing.
What do you think is going to happen in the budget this year?
Well, I mean, again, there's a lot of humor mongering. So I don't know. Let's wait till tomorrow. It's happening tomorrow. So we'll wait for that. But whatever said and done, like even one thing, like the financing structure changing has made a huge lot of impact, right? Because when somebody has to make only 20 rupees available out of 100, now suddenly has to make a 40-60 ratio. It's hard, right? It's going to be very destabilizing. So everything is good. All of them are very good. It's your choice. It should have been a choice. But we create situations where it's no longer about choice. It's driving it, right? If you have done that, don't do a jerky move and then put the guys who have brought in like hundreds and hundreds of vehicles are going to be in a fix now. Whose money? It's your own people's money, right? Why do things like this? So we need a consistency in policy. We need a plan. We need a plan where, the planner knows what I want to do because the policy is saying this to me. But I plan.
And then the policy changes.
And the next day, the policy changes.
I shouldn't be laughing about it. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing about it, but that's how it is.
Yes.
That's how it is. And we'll find out.
So that's the sadness, I feel.
I don't know when this is going to get released, most probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow. By this time, the budget's going to be already there. And then we'll find out what the amount of percentage that it has been raised with. Let's be honest, it's definitely going to, most probably it's going to rise. And then we'll find out what's going to happen with that. At Toyota, for instance, Toyota is testing with hydrogen. I know that. Toyota definitely has hybrid cars. I've driven a hybrid car that Toyota has in Nepal and abroad, I mean. And again, I'm a big advocate of Prius back in the day. Back in the day when Prius came out. Back in the day, I'm talking about like back in the day, I didn't even know what it was when I sat on it for the first time. So a lot is changing within Toyota as well.
Yes. And, just when I say this, my thing is that even we are going to get EV cars, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, as from the government standpoint, the government has to look at it as the benefits of segment, ICE segment, EV segment, hybrid, evaluate.
तपाईले हाम्रो क्लिप एकदमै एन्जोय गर्नुभयो होला अब पुरै भिडियो हेर्नको लागि चाहिँ युट्युबमा सब्स्क्राइब गर्न नबिर्सिनु होला Vias Media Network